Microphones and Monsters is a Creative Typo production. We'd like to give a special thank you to our executive producer level supporters from Patreon, Mead and Patrick T. Arsenault.
Imagine a place where ancient secrets and unnatural horrors lie dormant. A place where the veil between worlds is thin, and the creatures of the night roam free. On Microphones and Monsters, a ragtag crew of travelers sets sail for one such destination. But beware, dear listener, for the horrors of Fawzine are not for the faint of heart.
Rufus, I have pulled spines out of lesser creatures with just as much enthusiasm. I have killed for coin, and I have relished in every single moment of it. To say that I am mean is quite the understatement. I am ruthless. I am merciless. I am a killer. That is what I do, and I am very good at it. This goes for the rest of you. This is what I do. This is how you can rely on me to save your ill-gotten lives.
Yeah, but you can rely on us when we make suggestions too that aren't killing.
I do not agree.
All right, so during your long rest, what are you doing prior to it? I had stopped Izzodath, letting her know that she knows that washing off anything into the pool would contaminate it. Mm-hmm. So how you clean up and everything. I mean, Lucius does have create water and stuff like that too. So,
yeah, and she might have just taken some water, like wet some cloths or something, and gone to the side and cleaned all the viscera off of her.
That makes sense.
Can you clean me off too, please, Izzy?
just wipes him with a little rag.
My fear how dirty is gross down here.
You do feel safe in this hole. You were able to close it back up in this cavern. You were able to close the hole back up. I think I said it before, but this tunnel, this cavern in particular, hasn't been touched for a really long time.
And there's nothing else in here besides this lovely pool of water and fish, right?
Yeah, just a dozen of sightless fish and crustaceans swimming. So there's food for you.
Yeah. After he's
That's nice.
clean, Rufus might catch a fish. I don't know if you want me to roll for that.
No, I mean they like they're in the dark, like they can't see.
They're very docile fish.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah. They're easy to catch. Like they've never had anything really trying to get them. So
They're just like, hey, yeah, hugs.
Xerothin will be eating one of his rations during the long rest, but it doesn't taste good, and it's repulsive. It's not like, think of like if you like ate something that you love, like whatever your favorite food is, and then you put it in your mouth, and then it's like violently offensive. Its smell, its taste, its texture.
So I just had COVID.
It's like you had COVID, for example. Well, not so much like no taste, but offensive taste. Like eating something that is your favorite thing, but it like betrays you. It's like, oh my God, what the hell happened?
Betrayal.
Xerothin is experiencing this, where he's kind of used to like, pack rations, on the go stuff, soldier food. And he's eating it and he's spitting it out. He's gagging like it's, poison or something.
mm-hmm.
This is awful. What is wrong? I need something to eat. And Xerothin will go over to the pool and see if he can pull out a crustacean, fish, something else to eat.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily.
He'll morph one of his arms into Stinger and then kind of like spearfish something out of there.
Okay, yeah.
So he'll just take it and he's just going to bite into it. Like he's not going to like prepared or anything. He's just going to bite into it. And there is a noticeable glow in his eyes when he does this. Kind of like when, people do drugs, their like pupils dilate.
Okay.
The same thing is happening to Xerothin right now, and he is like ravenous. Like he just devours a fish and then goes in and just, I need another one. I need more, and just starts just consuming like a pile of fish.
Okay.
What's the matter, Xerothin? Was something wrong with your rations?
It's disgusting. I need something. I need something fresh. I need something living. I need to know that I was the one who had it in my hands before its life left it. It wasn't like this before. I don't know what's happening, but my body's compelling me to do this. If I don't, I will weaken. I will expire. I will... I don't know.
Well, hopefully the fish will suffice for now.
It's sufficing for now, but I just hope my appetite doesn't change. This was unforeseen. I still don't know exactly how my body has changed. It is wonderful at times, combat efficient, but there are some unforeseen complications with it. I would ask if I lose myself and I decide to start lashing out and attacking like a ravenous beast, I assume you will do the honorable thing and put me down.
I fail to see how that's different than before.
You are all still alive right now. This is no joking matter. I've seen what happens to people when they are fully infected with an eldritch curse, illness, malady. I don't know quite what it is, but I've seen it. And I've seen what it does to people, comrades, enemies. They change and they die. Some of them don't die. Some of them live on, and you see your friends who you fought for many, many months, and they stare at you with these dull, lifeless eyes and a hunger in them. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Please leave me be for now. And Xerothin will walk over to, a corner of where we're at, just kind of away from the general group.
Oh, Rufus wasn't around. I figured Rufus was sitting over there with Izzy and getting pet or something.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't part of this conversation.
Yeah.
You were getting clean.
You just see that like I was with Lucius and then immediately walk away.
I didn't want you to take my fish. I'm not done with it yet. It was yummy.
So Lucius will walk back over to the other two at that point. So it seems that Xerothin is being quite overdramatic lately.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a temper on him.
I don't really know what's going on with him. It seems he doesn't really want to talk about it, at least directly. He definitely wants to talk, though.
Did he eat all the fish?
Well, I'm not sure. I didn't really look, but I think he did do a number on the population, to say the least.
Yeah, I saw how much he was eating. He looked really hungry.
I mean, it's been a hard couple of days. Maybe he's just feeling the effects of all the scary stuff we've seen.
Yes, perhaps. I still have my concerns, though.
That seems like a good place where like the scene would fade to black.
Yeah, I think so
And
too.
it's definitely not foreshadowing.
All right, so are y'all gonna take shifts? I mean, you do feel safe. You can all sleep if you want. How would y'all go about it?
Do we feel like we've fully kind of scoped out the entire area? Is it all pretty visible? Yeah, is it all pretty visible from where we came in?
It's a pretty small cavern, and there's no other points of entry. Well, there's 2 points of entry, but like they're closed up.
How dark is it in the area?
I mean, it's dark in there. Like there's no light. There's no making sure there wasn't anything like luminescent.
I think there was.
Maybe like the crustaceans or something in the pond. Like
I think the pond itself.
Yeah. It doesn't say, that, but yeah, I would say
Sure.
like, yeah, the crustaceans give off a luminescence. Sure.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
anybody who
there's-
doesn't have
There's
dark
dim
vision.
lighting. Yeah, dim
Yeah,
lighting.
that way
there's only one of
Izzy
us that
cannot have
doesn't.
dark vision, but her eyes can adjust, and there's just enough
Mhm.
light in there to make things barely visible.
Although
Yeah.
that being said, if Izzy ever needs light, then Lucius can definitely provide light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if we're sleeping, you're not going to wake up every hour to tap her
Yeah.
torch
You're
and
right.
go ahead. Especially not Lucius.
Especially not Lucius, no. It's a very
Yeah.
hard sleeper.
I would say dim light from the luminescence of the little pond.
Well, and I'm
pool.
sure we've put at least a small fire together for any cooking or anything anybody needs to do.
Yeah, you can cook in there too.
Well, Xerothin doesn't need to do any cooking.
Yeah.
Neither does Rufus.
All right. Well, you turn in for the night after eating and getting cleaned up, and let's start with Xerothin.
Mhm.
You have a nightmare.
Well, yay!
Oh boy.
Warning, consuming too
perfect
much weird fish may cause nightmares. Please
Perfect
consult your
for your-
doctor.
monologue you just had. Flashbacks haunt Xerothin's dreams. The blood-soaked den where cultists met their demise. The wailing woman marked for sacrifice. Kitir's life slipping away, and the madness that consumed the sons. Images of Castrus's unholy ritual, the grotesque display of mutilation, and the paralyzing moment when Xerothin's faced profane helplessness as ritual incisions cut deep. The chilling laughter echoed in his nightmares, freezing blood and turning the camp into an icy abyss. The voice, ancient and maddening, whispered of worthiness and of something you don't remember hearing before.
I will guide you, Xerothin. Your purpose will be fulfilled.
You have Yog-Sothoth 3.
Oh,
Hey, I'm not alone.
got that
don't
Yog
want
Sog.
I had it last time. I don't want it.
Y'all can keep
It
that.
did not
I
do
don't
you
want any
very
of that.
well last time.
Like almost every check I passed last time caused me horrible problems. Like whatever.
And as you drift off, Izzodath, your nightmare returns. Bark skin wraps around you, merging with your own flesh, forming a barrier against the encroaching flames. Yet, the burning jungle persists, and the colossal creature howls and steps, echoes through the twisted branches. Panic sets in as the howling resonates through your body, your twin's telepathic whispers merging with the unsettling sounds of the inferno. So this triggers bark skin for you. The eldritch nature of the bark skin triggers fragmented memories of your cursed blood in the telepathic bond with your twin, accompanied by the ever closer wicker of the behemoth.
Excellent.
Other than that, everybody has a restful night's sleep. I imagine you all woke up from your nightmares, went back to sleep. And
Wait, there's no nightmare that like Mr. Mouse was getting chased
no,
or something, like something jump on him.
no, he's just a normal mouse.
Is it Mr. Bill?
and meanwhile, if you just look at Rufus, he's just like moving his little paws, like
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the dream that Rufus had.
Something was going to hurt Mr. Mouse, and I woke up and I checked on him.
Lucius dreamed, but he doesn't remember it.
That's awesome.
He dreamed
That's
about
great.
a wonderful beef stew that he had this one time.
Mhm.
We truly appreciate your support at Microphones and Monsters. To experience even more Microphones and Monsters magic, join our Patreon at patreon.com/creativetypo. You'll get ad-free episodes, bonus content, and even uncut sessions of our monster slaying exploits. And don't forget to discover another Creative Typo show waiting for you after this episode. Check it out.
All right. So, your directions to continue forward are that area that is very gaseous and like sulfury smelling, that singes your nose hairs, or the bone room. Well, that's all Rufus saw was a room full of bones. He didn't really stick around too long.
Yeah.
Bone room.
Yeah, but it still doesn't sound any more enticing to go to the bone room.
I don't know. Rufus is going to await for someone else to make a decision.
So noxious gas or bones.
Yeah.
Those are the options.
You can't breathe easily or bone room.
I mean, when you put it that way, like...
The lesser of evils.
Because the rest of you had to approach the direction of the gas to get to that room, to get to the safe cavern.
So you would have smelled it.
Yeah.
Rufus already explained, like, it smells that way going this way, and then the other direction where we were going to go.
Let's head towards the bones. I do not think you will all survive if we go through that noxious area.
Yeah, it smells real bad.
Well, you may be right. I can't say my lung capacity is what it used to be.
I do not think I would have an issue with it, but I do not like the idea of heading in this unaided.
Let's go.
I will lead on ahead, and Xerothin will take lead.
Okay. So you dig back out. You cover the room back up, I assume. So there is a safe retreat, I guess. Are y'all wanting to leave that open?
No, I think we cover it up. That way, if somehow we need a safe place down here,
you don't have any spells to like cordon it off or anything, Richard.
No, I don't think I got anything like that.
Cover the entrance in bark skin.
No.
Let me just shake some of
I
this
could
off.
make all of the dirt really wet, so it's just covered in mud.
Let's put bark down here, something that doesn't exist in this climate.
That's strange.
Some plant growth.
In this biome. All right, so as you head down the lava tubes towards the bone room, as you get to it, the sloping floor of this expansive room is littered with tens of thousands of bones from animals, humanoids, and other less obvious creatures. The skeletal remains cover the bed of the cavern so densely that you're unable to see the stone beneath. The massive bones thin to the far south and north as you look around. You notice undulations in certain sections of the floor.
Okay.
And the realization that the ghouls of Farazine have consumed thousands upon thousands of creatures, many of them humanoid, rattles the strongest of minds. Roll for dread, everybody.
Yay!
Hey, I was wondering when that would happen.
Okay. I'm going to add my cardic. Oh, hold up. Let me see here. Hold on. What is my check? Yeah, I am going to add my cardic inspiration to it and make my roll a 17.
I am going to stick with mine at 13.
I'm going to stick with mine at 10.
I'm rolling. So it's a 6.
This is going great for everyone.
Well, we know one fail.
Is that your final answers?
That is my final answer.
I don't have a choice. I said 17.
All right, cool. Then Izzodath and Xerothin fail, and you gain 2 levels of dread.
All right.
Oh, no. Pull out yield dread table.
It's not. It's called dread.jpg, sir.
I like yield dread table.
All right, so you have level 2 of dread. That means you auto-fail level 1 dread saves if they come up, and you have disadvantage on ability checks while source is within line of sight.
Got it.
And of course, you still have to wisdom save to move into the bones.
When it says level 1 saves, I think it's talking about the wisdom save to be able to move towards something, I think is what it means.
Oh, okay. So they you can't move into the bones.
Yeah.
The other 2 can.
Good luck.
This was a mistake. I think we should turn back now.
This is a lot. Where'd all these bones come from?
I don't know. I would imagine that it is probably, hopefully, the work over several hundred years, but perhaps we are not so lucky. And I definitely agree that the shifting of these bones is a bit unsettling. It does seem that something is in them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's safe in here or not.
We should take our chances with the gas. This is a fool's errand.
Perhaps you are right. We should at least see what is that direction.
Xerothin will basically just leave on that note.
Okay. All right. So you make your way
Bye.
Down to
Bravely
that room.
ran away.
And as you get to it, of course, it just gets worse and worse as you approach it. The tunnel opens to a mud-filled cavern of oppressive heat and noxious gases. A cascade of boiling mud rushes from the eastern wall, fills the cavern, and sluices through a hole in the southeastern wall. Two islands of
Sorry, I just really like that word.
Yeah.
Loose.
Two islands of volcanic stone jut from the molten mud.
Like the stone is molten, or is it like obsidian?
Volcanic stone. It's like lava rock.
Or pumice, yeah.
Yeah.
Igneous rock.
It's just sort of sticking out of it.
Mhm.
It didn't like erupt out of it.
Well, I was just made like it's not like actively molten. Like, oh, you're going to step on this and it's going to hurt a lot.
Yeah. No.
Does it look like there's anything past all this? Like, or does this look like a dead end and we would just be walking into a volcano?
I mean, it does look like there is a opening on the other end.
It's
opposite
Magmore
of you.
Caverns.
You would have to jump over the boiling mud basically onto these islands to get across. And as you are in the room, the volcanic mud of Kaza, it's like circulating through the cavern, making it incredibly hot, noxious, and dangerous. Like you can see that and smell it, feel it. The river of mud travels into the grotto, pools in the depressions of the room, and then drains out through that opening in the southeastern wall. So yeah, very hot, really hard to breathe.
So essentially, we gotta jump 2 islands to get to the other side of the cavern.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if we miss, then we're toast.
Well, stuck in mud. It's just
That's
the mud's molten.
boiling.
Yeah.
Boiling hot mud.
Molten mud. Yeah. Well, not molten, but yeah, it's boiling mud. Very sulfuric like room.
Seems very simple. We just need to get across the cavern and not fall into boiling mud. I will go first if no one else would like to go.
If I cast create water and like cover it with like water, is it going to solidify?
I don't know if there's.
It's actually oily mud. It'll make it more. It'll make it angry.
I mean,
It'll just start bubbling.
It'd be like throwing in a cup of ice into a deep fryer.
Steam bath. Great.
Give me a survival check.
Sure. Total 22.
15.
Got a nat
That
1.
plus 8.
20.
Izzodath's just
Okay,
scared.
so everybody but Izzy notices this right away. As you're just looking around trying to get your bearing and the dangers and everything. Where ghoul tracks have just kind of been all over the caverns, except for the respite. The ghoul tracks stopped as you approach this area.
Oh, okay.
Does it look like there's any kind of markings on the wall, like they might have climbed or something like that?
Nope. There's no signs of that. Like all of y'all rolled high enough to see that. You could tell that the ghouls avoid this room.
Either that or they
Why?
just call cast fly.
Why
They
indeed,
just fly
Steven?
over.
Why indeed?
Has
Boy, wouldn't
nothing
fly
to
be
do
useful
with
to
the
have right now?
Boiling floor of lava.
Listen. It's just a nice
Yeah.
spa day. It's a nice mud bath. It's great for the skin, especially if it's
Anything's better
pallid
than
and
your
gross.
skin.
Yeah, it'll peel off the first couple of layers of skin, along with the next several.
It'll get rid of all that orange stuff.
But however y'all want to go about this, are you going to cast water to see if it cools down the mud?
I'm gonna test it, but I'm gonna test it like not like directly in the place where we have to jump.
Okay. The heat just evaporates the water.
Yeah.
Like it's just boiling.
It doesn't
starts
seem to make any noticeable effect on the actual mud.
Yeah, it just causes the water to boil and start evaporating.
I don't know if we need to be down here anymore. We know we found our room and we know that the ghouls have been eating people. And so we should probably go back and report it to Lothar.
We've had this happen before, and the ghouls got away. We need something else, otherwise this is just going to be a repeating event.
Next time on Microphones and Monsters.
I have a plan, but it will require one of you to get across first, and while I'm waiting, I think I'll wait over here where it is maybe a little less acrid.
It smells down here, doesn't my stomach hurts.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I'm an anomaly, chaos incarnate, and I might be the cause of the end of humanity. Listen to ISFET Archives, a creative typo production, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow along as my friends and I try to save the world from, well, me.